Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of the Wayfarer for Heretic on the Thou Art a Smite-Meister difficulty, played through GZDoom. We are doing all levels with a 1 start, and this is E1M6, Stomping Grounds. Let's begin. Okay, so get a look at that time code. Yeah, we're in for another long one. Well, the only thing to do now, since we're full on health and whatnot, is go through this portal here. And get ready to go to the left. Keep going, because there's tons of enemies out here. You can do some strafe running if you want. You want to grab the Phoenix Rod, the quiver of ethereal arrows. Make your way through this part. Go all the way over here. Use this rock and press that switch to open this up with some were-dragons in it. We'll deal with them later. However, we're also going all the way over here and grabbing this Might of Tysonius pickup. Grabbing some more ammo too. We're gonna use this to thwack this guy. And yes, we woke up some enemies. You may have heard the Molitor, because yeah, the Molitor is on this map. You want to go up here either way to go through this and get this secret with a bag of holding. Very important to get it early on in a level, because it helps you with ammo. While you're here, you can also open this up, or rather press this wall to open this up even. And we will just continue on. Now, we could start firing more at these enemies, but the thing is, we're not properly equipped, so we got that Dragon Claw. And we are just going to continue on down through this area to grab more items and more ammo. And yes, there are plenty of enemies firing at us, but we will deal with them later on. We're just going through here to grab this real quick. The Hell Staff, very important item. Now, a bunch of enemies will spawn when you grab it, but you can just ignore them like the rest. You want to go over here and grab all this stuff real quick. And we can probably go back here, but watch out for the Chaos Serpents firing at you. You might get them to infight. You can grab the Gauntlets of the Necromancer, but there's another Molitor right there waiting for you. Now, there's a place we can go in a little bit. However, we're going through here first to grab this Morphobum. But when you try to do that, this Iron Lich spawns, so just kill him like so. And you should be able to get out of here. Make sure you grab everything too while you're there. And we're going back here real quick, because there's a little spot that we want to get some goodies. Right here is something you can open and go through that portal, and this is a secret with a map scroll. And there's also a way that you can look through here, and we'll be meeting these guys later. Gives you a nice little sneak peek of what's to come. And with that all said, we're ready to go back through the portal. Go back out here. We got some enemies in fighting. That's wonderful. We'll go in here real quick to open this up and fire at some of these enemies. Get some more ammo. And you know what they say. You gotta spend ammo to make ammo, right? We're running into here, grabbing the Scorch Flask. There's a Serpent Keeper here, but we can just spam them down with the Hell Staff we already got. And if you don't have a Hell Staff, you can grab them right there. Perfect. There are more enemies in here, such as that Iron Lich, who we are going to prioritize. And now we're going to deal with all these guys in this area. Most of them are ghosts, but some of them aren't. But yes, this armory has pretty much all you need for the next few encounters or so. Especially ammo for your rod. You want to watch out for the Disciples of Despair. They can be quite a doozy to deal with in this area. You can use the rod to deal with them too. But we're just going to get out of here and let them converge in another area. Alright, so now that we've dealt with most of the enemies in that area, well, aside from the ones that just came in, we are going to go all the way over here, grab some ammo, and then go into this building here. Now what you want to do is grab the green key and get ready for a bunch of Ophidians and Nitro Golems to spawn in. In addition, there are also Disciples up there, And the most ideal situation you can find yourself in is having the disciples attack the Ophidians by accident and getting them into infights. Because yes, they love the infight, just like Doom. So just circle strafe around a bit, and be thankful that this game doesn't have infinite height. Because otherwise dealing with this, like, flock of disciples would have been a nightmare, wouldn't it? We're going to kill more of these guys. Particularly these nitro golems, so we can have some breathing space up here. And we're going to continue to let these guys fight. Some of them might drop sigils of power, which we may grab after we've gotten enough of them to fight well enough. The thing you want to watch out for is when the Ophidians are in good bundles, and when they are, it's an ideal time to start hammering away at them with the Phoenix Rod. They give you another one in here, so in case you need more ammo, or need it in the first place, you can grab it there. But we already have one, so we're just hammering down these guys. And look, we got the, we picked up a sigil by accident, so when that happens, you can use the ethereal crossbow. And maybe, if you want to get some easy health, use the gauntlets to get some heals. Just a little bit. Yeah, it's good for efficiency with the quartz flask and whatnot, when you want to save your sippy juice for other encounters. So we're just going to clear out these guys with the crossbow, since we have pretty much almost full health. And grab all this stuff right here to make sure we are ready for the next part. Yeah, we're at full ammo, but we want to be at full ammo, because we'll probably be back here. Now, as you can hear, there are lots of disciples out here, and pretty much enemies in general, so we can bait some of the disciples in here, so we can shoot them with the Hellstaff very efficiently, because the Hellstaff's homing property that was added in the Wayfarer is pretty good when dealing with disciples, unless they're in like corners and whatnot. But even then, they tend to avoid corners. But we're going to deal with these guys. Now, of course, when you go up there, this area opens up, so you're able to go through here and fire at some of these enemies that have converged here. And that is wonderful. And while we're at it, we'll pick up this sigil of power so we can use it with the Dragon Claw. We got hit up a little bit, but that's fine. We got some quartz flasks. And yes, we are just mowing down pretty much all these enemies except the Iron Liches and the other boss enemies, but it's no big deal. It is just the perfect spot for you to use that Dragon Claw with the Rippers, because it's such a wide open space with so many enemies, and they usually tend to converge there if you haven't dealt with them beforehand, at least. Now for the big enemies, well, the Iron Liches at least, you can use the Phoenix Rod. You want to kill the Iron Liches so they don't throw tornadoes at you. You know how it is. And we are just going through this area. We got both of the Molotovs here. Plenty of Iron Liches here still. We're just getting rid of all of them. And we're going to spare the Molotovs, because we don't have a particularly good weapon just yet. But we will get one soon enough. However, we're going back up here. We'll go up here real quick, drop down to this area, and up here, and do a 6 strafe run across this part. It's a little tricky, but it can be done. You want to go up here, avoid the Undead Warrior to go into here and grab this secret Shadow Spear. Yeah, that's a little obscure, but it's worth it, trust me, because we may be using it in the future. Alright, so that is most of the enemies there. You can go back here if you want to do some cleanup with some of these other enemies. And you probably will, because we're probably going to be back here later on. Particularly, you want to get rid of the Iron Liches, because they are so prevalent in this map. Now, yes, you can use the Shadow Spear on them to avoid their tornadoes and whatnot, but it's still a problem, because in wide open spaces like this, yeah, they can still shoot flames and whatnot. Speaking of flames, watch out for the Chaos Serpents, and also go into here, Now, this is a secret area. It's the one we opened up by going to this, like, gray rock and using it, then pressing that switch. That's what opened it up. Okay, so now we've dealt with most of the enemies in this part. We're going to deal with these serpents. We may get hit up a little bit, but that's what the sippy juice pickups are for, right? Now, there are quite a number of serpents here, and we're just getting rid of all of them so we don't have to deal with them later. And the Phoenix Rod is pretty ideal to use against them, because they're pretty tanky enemies. Now, while we're here, we can go up to this place, kill these guys. And if you look carefully, there are some, like, chain links around that area, so you can lower this rock and go up it, then go for a ride. We'll go into that place that was revealed by it later. Well, I forgot about the disciples, so we might go into it sooner than later. And goodness gracious, they did a lot of damage, so let's go into it right now. Now, there are some Sun Runes and Nova Runes. We don't have a Lightbringer yet, but we will get one. We'll just go through here and deal with all these enemies. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the disciples to make their way all the way over there. So that kind of spoils the plan for now. But it's fine. We can grab this armor here and go into this area. It's a cathedral with a mystic urn right there and some items laying around here. You can use them all, but only one of them will lead to riches. I believe it's that goblet there, but it may be randomized, I forget, but whatever. I grabbed the sigil of power, but it leads to a secret, so let's just go into here, grab the Lightbringer, and let's deal with this whole ordeal. Yeah, I made a mistake by grabbing the Lightbringer a little bit too soon, but it's fine, because we have ample opportunity to use it. And even the unpowered version can still get some use. And we got a Tome of Power right here that we can use to extend its proper usage. And just to make sure we don't die, yes, I'm using a Mystic Urn, but we might have to use it twice. Nah, there's some crystal vials here. We're fine. Okay, so let's use the crossbow to finish off the rest of these goofballs. You can use the Morphobum if you want to get rid of the Ophidians and the Serpent Keepers that tend to come into this area. But when you're done with that whole ordeal, you can finally open this by pressing this switch, then going all the way over here to press this switch, and get ready to fire away at some of these enemies because they'll appear. Yeah, some more enemies will converge here. But good thing there's another Sigil of Power that one of these disciples was so nice to drop. We'll just use it on these guys. And if you're lucky, you might get another Tome of Power, or a Sigil even. It's only a 5% chance, but it might be increased in the Wayfarer. I haven't checked. But we're going to go around here and do some more cleanup. And you know what? I think it's time to use a Dragon Claw. And I don't know if you can see it, but this area, with all the enemies here, and the way that GZDoom is optimized with its decorate and whatnot, kind of loses some frames here and there, but it's fine. And it isn't my recording software, because it does it without it too. And no, it's not my hardware either, because I have a 1070. But whatever. This guy's here. Let's delete him with the sigil and this thing. And if that don't work, use the crossbow. How about that? Okay, so we're just gonna kill all these guys up here because I'm kind of sick of looking at their faces. And you know what would be best for it? The Dragon Claw. Yeah, a lot of this map at this point is kind of like cleanup, but still, it's good to do this at any given point. Well, it's good to do it later on in the map, but you can do it pretty much any time if you feel like you can control some of the enemies on the ground level here. Because there aren't too many of them at this point if you gather them up and use your sigil efficiently. Or tome, even. Well, they give you lots of both, so you have ample opportunity. Case in point, we'll grab this one and hammer away at the Saber Claws. Now, you can use the staff, but there are pretty much a lot of these guys, so it's not the most ideal situation. So we'll grab more arrows and just continue to arrow these dorks. Yeah, look at these snake dorks with their horns. These xenomorph-looking dorks. Bunch of dorks. Just endless hordes of them. And since we got hit up, we are not going to use the Mystic Urn until we are sure we've gotten all this here. Yeah, we're being a little efficient. Well, sometimes we are, sometimes we aren't. It's all about when you have to be efficient. But yeah. It's kind of hard to like give you proper instructions when it's pretty much just cleanup at this point. Because you'll find all this stuff around if you look carefully. Like all these pickups, all the crystal vials. Now, we didn't get all the secrets yet, but we will. We're just cleaning up here so we don't have to later. And there are also, like, bunches of enemies out here. And I think that disciple is dead, but you never know. But whatever. We got pretty much most of the enemies out here dealt with. Still plenty to deal with later on, but, you know, they always find a way to extend this map's duration. Because yes, you pretty much have to pick them off one by one if you want to get all the items, or not the items, all the kills even. But even sometimes you'll have to kill all the enemies if you want to get a safe way to get all the items. It's true. But let's use the Scorch Flask, because we love our sippy juice still. And yeah, I hear you, Chaos Serpent. I did not forget about you. Well, actually I did, but I have things ready for you, my friend. Oh, you're infighting. Good. Oh, you're dead already. Even better. Yeah, a lot of these enemies will get into infights, so it's really nice when they do, because they'll either kill whatever enemies you might have faced otherwise, or be weakened enough that you'll face them directly without too much of a challenge compared to like facing them at full health. Alright, so there are more up here. There's another pair of Chaos Serpents up there that we'll deal with when the time comes. And I'd say that time is right now. There it is. So, now that this area is cleared out, let's check out this area here. Look out for this thing. You have to shoot it if you want this to lower to grab this Mystic Urn. It's not a secret, but it is really cryptic nonetheless. Speaking of secrets, we've been through here, but we were supposed to go up here, but the disciples from earlier ruined that, so we're going to do that right now. So what you want to do is go up here, drop here, and check this place out. Use this, use it again, and this lock raises up. And it allows you to go right here. And you want to go in here. Usually a disciple isn't in here, but if he is, kill him. Grab all the runes and whatnot. We have them for the Lightbringer, and we'll use them when the time comes. But you want to grab the Ring of Invincibility in order to get the secret tag. Now, we are not going to use the Lightbringer on that fellow right there. No sirree. We got bigger fish to fry with it. And if you're paying attention, you probably can guess who. Or rather, what. Ooh-wee. That was a nasty hit, wasn't it? Well, you know how it is. Yeah, see, that's why the Hell Staff isn't the most ideal for enemies on ledges and whatnot, because it kind of just hits the edge of the balcony or whatever platform they're on. That's why the Dragon Claw's the most ideal for situations like these. And of course, you've seen how the Ethereal Crossbow works in situations like these too. So yeah, this is the new niche of the Dragon Claw and the Wayfarer. Oh, we get lesser runes in this area, so I won't say no to that. Now, did I grab everything here? I didn't. There's a dead disciple with Dragon Claw ammo there. So sure, you can take that. And of course, there's tons of arrows here, because there's always a surplus of arrows, because I haven't really used them too much in this playthrough. I mean, I've still used them, like a lot, but not as much as I normally do. But whatever. We're just continuing our rampage here. We didn't even get all the secrets, but we got a lot of the kills, and we are 21 minutes in, huh? Well, we'll see about that. But we're going back here. I believe we've already been through here because we got the auto map from it, but we didn't kill all the enemies. Well, I say auto map, but semantics. Whatever. We're just killing all these fellas. This nice guy up here since, well, it's been a while since I used the wand, hasn't it? So, you are one lucky son of a gun. It's your lucky day. And you? Yeah, I'll use the, thing on you, the crossbow. Yeah, the thing. Alright. Continuing our cleanup. There's still plenty of guys on these rocks here just waiting to throw crap at you. And you know what? Let's try this out. Since there are plenty of sigils of power just lying around here, you can pick them up and use them to, like, hammer down these enemies. Just chop away at them very slowly, methodically. One's still good for stuff like that. Although the Dragon Claw is still the most ideal weapon for situations like these. But don't rule the wand out completely, because you know how it is. It's still a hit scan weapon, one of two. And it has its own ammo supply, which still makes it better than the pistol from Doom. And plus, in the Wayfarer, it fires faster. I don't know if I've said that already in my earlier videos, but it does. Okay, so you are up here, and you are up here. Yes, this is pretty tedious, isn't it? But that's the price you pay whenever you want to play maps like this, huh? Oh well. Got an energy orb here. And the best part about maps like this, well, in certain parts, when you'll know that you haven't killed all the golems yet because they are really, really noisy. I probably mentioned it before, but yes, they are just screaming from halfway across the map, and that's good, so you can hear them. But I think it might be about time to go to a new area. Is it not? I think so. Let's check all this stuff here and go into here. Alright, check this out. You can use a Hell Staff on these guys. It's not as bad to use on them because that balcony isn't as it's a little more tight, so it allows you to hit them easier. You can, however, use the Dragon Claw for the rest of these dorks. But you don't want to use it on all of them. Instead, you want to go over here, get one of your Morphobums out, because you probably will have one of them at this point. Use it on that fellow, or any fellow that's still alive. You don't want to kill all the people here. You want the chicken to go through the portal. And it will go all the way over there. And lower this. Yes, this is an obscure secret, but you have to use a Morphobum in order to get it. Because the chicken is the only one that can go through that portal. And if he goes through that portal, he'll go up here and go through this portal, which will lower this and allow you to get both of these things. Yeah, it's insane, isn't it? Some crazy level design, but that's the Wayfarer for you. Alright, so we got most of the enemies here, and we have 487 out of 610 kills. But you may be wondering where a lot of these enemies are. And that's a good question, because I'm going to show you right now. So we'll have to do a trek around here. And while you're at it, you can just like check to make sure all the enemies are dead. If you want, you can press this button if you want to lower this down. This will just take you to the place with where you started. And you're here, so I think it's high time I hell-staffed you. And no, I won't use the Lightbringer on him. I could, but I won't. Because he's not the big kahuna of this area. He's just an accessory to the big kahuna of this area. And thank goodness that Undead Warrior threw an axe. Otherwise I probably would have not known where he was. And hey look, the Molitar actually drops an Inferno Orb. Thank you. Things make sense now regarding that weird ammo. I don't know. I'm just remembering that little section I made on the Phoenix Rod regarding that with my overview video. But we're just checking out this place to make sure we didn't miss anything. And since we didn't, allow me to check the auto map real quick. I know it's blasphemous, but we're going somewhere that we haven't gone before. And I think it's high time we got this out of the way. So as you can see, yep, there's still some guys here. It's because I haven't really been in this place in a while, have I? So yeah, we'll do a little bit more cleanup. Actually, I think that was most of the cleanup there. But you never know, there's probably still some enemies lingering about. We'll double check this area later, but we're finally going into here. We need the green key in order to go in here, so make sure you have that. Then you can go up here and grab the yellow key and drop down into this place. And what you want to do is look at this. This is really obscure. Press it and go all the way over here. Go through this part and press this obscure button. Then go all the way over here and press, or rather shoot, this obscure button. And now that you've done all three of those things, you can go through this portal, which will allow you to get a secret Enchanted Shield and Tome of Power. Both good things to have. And now we've gotten that whole ordeal straightened out, we are going to go through here and press this button and get ready for a bunch of Undead Warriors to spawn. And I think it's high time we use that Shadow Spear, don't you think? Now you can use the Phoenix Rod on the Undead Warriors, but you know what, we're going to use it on the Iron Liches since they decided to spawn in here too. And thank goodness for that Phoenix Rod's immunity to attacks, no? And now that we're going to use this to clear out the rest of these dorks. In conjunction, you can use some of the time bombs too. If they're in a good bundle, you can just like drive-by time bomb them. It's the strategy I usually do, but you know, I'm getting some use out of this in the meantime. Out of these time bombs even. Because there's just so many of them in this map. There's so many of them in every map, really. And there's still some iron liches. But we killed a lot of undead warriors there. And we still have our shadow spear for now. So let's try to use it. Or not, since it just ran out. Well, that's fine. We'll just run away from these things. These evil abominations. And looky, we got a lot of kills there, didn't we? That's not even all of them, though. Because, of course, there are still some of the warriors. Still a bunch of these dorks lying around. Now, this area opens up when you go through it on this side. And, when you go around here, I believe some enemies will spawn when you try to grab the Enchanted Shield, but we're not going to grab it. Instead, we're just going to wake up all of these were-dragons. And I believe Saberclaw's coming too, so that's a nice addition, don't you think? But there are plenty of these enemies, so you can spam your weapon and your time bombs if you still have them. Yeah, it's not too bad, just try not to get hit too much, which isn't the most difficult thing to do, but it isn't the easiest thing to do either. Whoops. Well, I tell you what, since there are so many enemies in this bundled up area, let's use this. Yes. Now that is some efficient rippering. Well, I think it is, at least. Now that was a lot of dead enemies. And it's just more cleanup from this point on because we got pretty much most of the enemies on this map. Goodness gracious, we are efficient killing machines, huh? And yes, it did take half an hour to do that part. And it'll take a little bit longer because we aren't even done with the map. No sirree. We have to go back through here. And this is why we have the Ring of Invincibility. They give you a Tome of Power too. So, before you even go into the portal, use the Ring of Power. Then use the Tome of Power, or Ring of Invincibility even. I'm getting it all mixed up. But yes, there was that fellow there who was instantly deleted by the Lightbringer, more or less. And there are some more fellows here who are also going to be deleted. Yes, we just killed a brown serpent. And thank goodness for this Ring of Invincibility, or as I like to call it, cheese vision. Because it's just yellow all over the screen. Yellow and orange. Just like cheddar. But we're grabbing some stuff here. We got the blue key. And we got another bag of holding, because we don't have enough of bags of holding, really. We can go through this portal and go through here. And open this up to reveal, wow, regular golems, I believe, and a regular gargoyle, and one token ghost enemy. There's also an undead warrior here, a ghostly one, so just get rid of him, press the switch, and you can exit right now if you want, but we have work still left to do. Oh boy. Alright, so we'll just have to double check this area to make sure we've gotten all our kills. All the enemies that may be hanging around here or otherwise. These undead warriors and whatnot like to just chill in the most obscure spots. And when they aren't chilling in obscure spots, it's the nitro golems that are doing it. As demonstrated there. Alright, so we'll have to look around here too. We can do it slowly. Just check every corner. Well, yes, this is still tedious and monotonous, but this is what you must do if you want to 100% it. You have to check all these corners and everything to make sure you've gotten all the kills. And of course, getting all the secrets is also mandatory. But that's life. Okay, so we can look back here, because the thing with this area is some of the enemies will go through a certain line depth and teleport into this place. Sometimes they don't, but you can never be too certain. We'll grab this right now. And as you can see, it's one enemy that we need to kill. I've practiced this map like 3 times already, and it's still, this cleanup section gets me. And it kind of extends the level. Well, I guess it's my fault for trying to max it, huh? But there he is, the last enemy. You were a quiet one, weren't you? But that's it. That is everything. We are done with the level, so let us go all the way over here and check this place out. This is a dark place, or should I say Onyx place. But yes, that's it. That's the Stomping Grounds, E1M6. We are done with this level, and boy was it quite the experience. Look at that enemy count, look at that secret count, and look at all those items. Bunch of them I didn't get because it's very tedious to do so, and most people don't count that. I mean, if you want to watch someone grab all the items and do like an hour-long video, or maybe even 2-hour-long video on a map like this, there are plenty of others willing to do that. But I, however, just go for all the kills and secrets, and I recommend you do the same. Otherwise, you will probably go insane trying to hunt for all the items on this level. But the only really difficult thing, aside from all the cryptic secrets in this level, are probably the all the kills, getting them all, because it's kind of hard to tell where some of the enemies might be hiding. And of course, yeah, the secrets are very cryptic. The Morphobum secret is quite out there, and so are some of the switches that you'll have to press or shoot, or both, if you want to get certain secrets like the one that is pictured here. But anyways, we are done with this video. Stay tuned for the next one, where we go into the Onyx Citadel. But until then, toodaloo.